Well, hello, all chipmunk enthusiasts and tagmouth for that sake. So, I've had a problem. See, my vacuum pump, which I have right here, the shear shaft, that one, broke. So, as you can see here, it's sheared off as it's supposed to, but the problem is where to get a new one. So what I did, I went on Facebook, where all of you guys probably are already, and I asked around to see if somebody had a spare vacuum pump. And fortunately, someone did. Thank you to Australia for sending me a new vacuum pump, or a new used. So I got this one, and it's actually same type, because one thing that you have to be aware of is that there are actually three different types of vacuum pumps with three types of of necks here. So you have to be aware which one you have. Now, the way I found out it was actually just to pull the vacuum pump off and figure out with that little maintenance thing that you can find online with the vacuum pump. So now the next thing is that how did I figure out that the vacuum pump didn't work? Well, short story. I was supposed to fly somewhere, and during my run up, all of a sudden I looked at the vacuum pressure, and the vacuum pressure was 0. And at that point, I kind of went like, "Huh? What's this all about?" So, taxied back, tried to figure out what was going on. Ended up pulling the vacuum pump off, and I saw that the shear shaft had sheared. So it's nothing to be concerned about. You can still fly, but all the vacuum-driven instruments, they won't work. So and that, well, even though the aircraft is not IFR certified, it's always nice to have the ADI in case you get too close to a cloud. Anyway, now next thing is that I was wondering, so did I have to transfer the new old pump onto the aircraft, or could I just pull about the piece that I needed and transfer it to the pump that I already have on the plane? See, those fittings right here, they're really tight, and I didn't really want to mess around with that. So I had to figure out if I could pull off the shear shaft and fit in the new one. And you can actually do that. And that's why I'm just putting this up on the web so that you might not do the same thing as I was about to do. Actually pulling the pump apart to get to this one. So from the backside, from here. So open everything up to get to that little part. Now, the thing that I noticed is, and some of you might already know, and therefore you're not looking at this posting anymore, but the thing is, that thing right here is actually just locked into place with this little thing. And it sits right down here. It's really hard to see right now. Let me just find a tool. See, it sits right down here, all around here. So, and it locks into place, and that little thing here, you can actually see it's right in there. It locks into place. So it's just like this way around. Now, it's not really hard to get that little thing out, or that little clip out. You can actually just use a simple tool and just wiggle it out there, and you can actually pull the shear shaft out of there. And it's, well, I did that. So, and just transfer a new old shear shaft into the hole and relocking it. So the easiest way to do that is just to, well, once you have it in place, just slide it underneath right here. Slide it in like that. See it right in there. And just kind of get the clip to follow well, that little thing here. There's actually a connector in here. So just let it follow around and get that little thing placed into that little, I don't know what you call it, gel, maybe. Just put it in there, and well, that will actually lock everything into place. Now it works. Now I just have to put it back in the aircraft. Anyway, that's a little thing about how not to mess up your vacuum pump and not pull everything apart. Anyway, just to make sure that nobody thinks I'm an aircraft mechanic, because I'm not. I'm only a pilot, but I love doing stuff. Hope you find this useful. In case that anybody needs some other advice on the Chipmunk, write me. And have a nice day, evening, or, well, just have a good day. Have a nice flying. Bye.